Ever feel like the world is quietly falling apart around you while you're doing your best just to stay standing? How long can you hold on before fear and uncertainty take over? What if I told you there's a way not just to survive, but to become truly unbreakable? Take a breath, because today you're going to discover a path, not just for surviving, but for rising unshaken. History proves it. Every era has been marked by chaos, collapse, and catastrophe. But the Stoics understood something most people never will. We cannot avoid the storm, but we can learn to walk through it without breaking. In this video, you'll learn the principles that made men and women throughout history stand strong in the face of disaster. No matter what life throws your way, you can become stronger, calmer, indestructible. Let me tell you a story that may change how you view your struggles forever. At the end of page 1, we saw Matto rise from devastation. But what gave him that strength? The answer is here. Pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to teach you. Pain burns, it sears. It slices through your spirit like a cold, merciless blade. It's the death of a loved one, a betrayal from someone you trusted, a failure that leaves you gasping for air. And in those moments, all you want is for the pain to disappear. I get it. But listen closely. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. The Stoics taught suffering is inevitable, but the meaning you assign to that suffering is in your hands. Like fire hardens iron and rivers smooth stone, every trial can forge resilience. Seneca said, "It's not because things are difficult that we don't dare. It's because we don't dare that they become difficult." Think of an injured athlete. He can view it as the end, or as a test to strengthen his will and come back even better. The Stoic chooses the second path. They don't ask, "Why me?" They ask, "What can I do with this? Pain is a storm." You can curse it, run, and get drenched. Or you can lift your head and walk through it with dignity. Now let me ask, if you lost your job tomorrow, how would you react? Would you break? Or would you look for opportunity in the rubble? A Stoic would say, "What can I build now that I've been torn down?" Marcus Aurelius once said, "If pain is in your body, it belongs to the body. If it's in the mind, it belongs to the mind, and you control both." So, how did they endure pain, Dom? Well, here's how. 1. Change your question. Not why me, but what for. 2. Accept what is inevitable. Don't fight what you cannot change. Control how you respond. Act despite the pain. True strength is born in motion, not in waiting. Pain is not your end. It's the beginning of who you're meant to become. So next time life knocks you down, don't ask, "When will this end?" Ask instead, "What will I become because of it?" Because the answer is powerful. You'll become unbreakable. When you've learned to act through pain, the next lesson is this. The only hand you can truly count on is the one at the end of your arm. Imagine trying to swim in rough seas. If you let the waves toss you, you'll drown. If you panic and fight blindly, you'll wear yourself out. But if you stay calm, look around, and move deliberately, you'll find a way to float. Life is no different. In chaos, don't panic. Ask instead, "What can I do with what I have right now?" The key is taking full ownership of your life. No one else is responsible for solving your problems. If you keep waiting for someone to rescue you, you'll never stand on your own. But if you rely on yourself, you'll finally taste freedom. So where do you begin? 1. Build skills. The more you can do, the less you need to depend. Learn to problem solve. Manage emotions. Think creatively with what you've got. It doesn't mean you can't ask for help. It means you don't need help just to move forward. Stop making excuses. Quit waiting for the perfect time. Act with fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Act anyway, because action is the only way out. It's time to stop looking outside for what has always been inside you. Next time you feel powerless, look at your hands. They've built, they've worked, they've created, they have what it takes to carry you forward. The only question now is, will you use them? Last time, we learned that your own hands can carry you through life's hardest moments. But once you take control, you'll quickly realize something. Life rarely goes according to plan. And that's not the problem, unless you try to control everything. Here's the truth. Worrying about what you can't control is a waste of time. Marcus Aurelius lived through wars, betrayal, and yes, even pandemics in ancient Rome. Do you think he spent his days complaining? Of course not. He focused only on what he could control. His mindset. When plans fell apart, he adjusted and moved forward. Modern psychology backs this up. Lori Gottlieb, author of Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, says, uncertainty isn't the issue. What terrifies us is losing the illusion of total control. We want life to follow our script. We expect everything to go smoothly, as if life owes us that, but when it doesn't, we panic, we freeze, we crumble. But here's the paradox. Letting go of control makes you stronger. It allows you to adapt, stay flexible, and find new solutions. Uncertainty isn't the enemy. Your resistance to it is. Back to our ruined day off example. You planned peace. But the storm came, the lights go out, everything's ruined. Now what? You can sit, angry at the clouds. Or you can use this moment, read that dusty book, sit in the dark and let the rain calm you. See the difference? The worst response to chaos is clinging to rigid plans. Instead, see unpredictability as a call to improvise. The more flexible you are, the harder it becomes to break you. But this isn't surrender, it's strategy. To adapt is to move smartly. Like water, which molds to its container, always finding a way forward. Next time things spin out of control, don't freeze. Ask, what can I do with this? It's a simple question, but it opens the door to everything, because in life, it's not the strongest who thrive. It's the most adaptable. Life isn't a fixed play, it's improv, and you decide how to perform each scene. Previously, we talked about adapting to life's chaos, but here's the truth. No one wants to admit your biggest enemy is the one living in your head. Imagine this. You're walking down the street, and beside you is a miniature version of yourself. But this little you isn't cheering you on. It whispers, "You're not good enough. You're going to fail. Why even try?" It's not a movie villain, not your boss, not a toxic friend. It's your inner voice turning against you. When that voice takes over, it paralyzes you. You don't need the world to block your path. You've already done it yourself. So ask yourself, when did you start treating yourself this way? We're not born with self-doubt. Somewhere along the way we learned it and started believing it. Epictetus nailed it. It's not what happens that hurts us. It's how we interpret what happens. Failure doesn't break you. Your story about that failure does. Rejection doesn't crush you. Your belief that you're unworthy does. Modern psychology agrees. Dr. Alvaro Trujillo explains, the brain has a survival-based negativity bias, but when it spirals out of control, you end up trapped in a mental cage. So now picture this. There's a club that only allows thoughts that lift you up. Standing at the door is a Stoic in a black suit. Negative thought tries to get in. Not with that attitude, my friend, he says. Now let me ask, if someone else talked to you like your inner voice does, would you be their friend? If not, why let your mind treat you like that? If you want to be unbreakable, you have to change. Your self-talk, here's how, BE. Reframe your thoughts. Don't say, I'm not good at this. Say, I'm not good yet, but I will improve. Talk to yourself like you would to a dear friend. If a friend said, I feel like a failure, you'd uplift them. So why do you tear yourself down? Be the friend you need to yourself. Do a mental detox. Watch what you consume. Social media, illusions, negative news, toxic conversations, they all fuel that inner critic. Instead, surround yourself with people and content that build your mind. Because if your mind is your worst enemy, it's time to go to war, not with fist, but with strategy. Every thought, every word, every belief you repeat, that's your battlefield and your victory. Your thoughts define your life. If you want to be unbreakable, win the war within. Last time, we explored how your mindset can be your greatest weapon. Now comes another crucial principle. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's your foundation. Patience will make you indestructible. Picture this. You plant a bamboo seed. You water it. You nurture it. You wait. Weeks go by, nothing. Months, still no sign. A full year, not even a single leaf. Most people would call it a waste, dead, useless, but beneath the surface, roots are growing, deepening, preparing, until one day, without warning, it bursts through the soil and grows 30 meters in just weeks. That's how patience works. That's how you should work too. Sometimes you feel stuck, like nothing's changing, but inside you're becoming stronger. And if you just keep going, everything will change. The problem is, we live in a world of I want it now people. Start a diet on Monday. By Wednesday, they're checking the scale every hour. By Friday, they give up. Saturday, pizza. Monday, they start again. Marcus Aurelius would remind us, nothing great is created suddenly. Even grapes and figs need time. Anything truly worthwhile takes time, effort, and consistency. Now imagine a serious situation, say a health issue. You won't heal overnight. It could take months or years. At that point, patience is no longer optional. It's essential. If you give up too early, you'll never know how close you were. So how do you train patience? Practice with small things. Wait 5 minutes before checking your phone. Walk slower. Wait calmly at red lights. These small habits build your patience muscle. Remind yourself, real value takes time. Think of your proudest achievement. Did it happen in a day? Of course not. Visualize the future. When you're about to quit, picture the reward waiting down the road. If you quit now, you'll never see it. If you persist, it will all make sense one day. So tell me, what are you being patient for? Comment below, or just write, I choose to be patient, because those who wait, without breaking, become unstoppable. After learning patience, like the bamboo that quietly grows roots, comes another powerful lesson. When life doesn't go your way, learn to laugh, adapt, and keep walking. Learn to dance in the rain. Picture this, you've got a first date planned. You've picked the perfect spot, rehearsed conversation topics in your head. You're feeling ready. You arrive, and the restaurant is closed for renovations. you pivot and find another place. Just as you sit down, you realize there's a big sauce stain on your shirt. And to top it all off, a car splashes through a puddle and soaks you from head to toe. You've got two choices: get upset, declare it the worst day ever, and let it ruin your mood, or do something unexpected. Laugh. Laugh at the comedy of it all. Laugh because life, sometimes, is absurdly funny. You, blotting sauce with napkins, drenched in puddle water, straight out of a rom-com. And think about it. What will the other person remember? Your bad luck? Or how you handled chaos with a smile? Because how you deal with the unexpected says far more about you than any perfectly planned speech. Here's a simple mindset shift. Swap complaints for confidence. Yes, things didn't go your way. So what? It's not about the restaurant, the shirt, or the weather. It's about the connection, the moment, the story you're writing together. Life constantly reminds us the best stories never come from flawless plans, but from the mess you learned to enjoy. So instead of saying, "What a disaster," say, "What a story I'll have to tell." You can't control the rain, but you can learn to dance in it, because life isn't about dodging every puddle. It's about walking through them without losing your joy. And who knows, that soaked, messy, chaotic date might just become the best one of your life. In the last section, we learned that discomfort isn't your enemy. It's the entry fee for greatness. Now let's go deeper. How do you train yourself to endure and thrive through discomfort so you can truly become unbreakable? Discomfort is the price of greatness. Start small. You don't need to jump into an icy lake tomorrow. Instead, expose your body and mind to a little discomfort each day. Always take your coffee with sugar. Try it without. Sleep with 2 pillows. Use one. Afraid of public speaking? Join a small group conversation. Then stop avoiding challenges. Start facing them. Every time you run from discomfort, you rob yourself of strength you could have built. Imagine you're invited to a big meeting, panic kicks in, you're tempted to decline. But pause, breathe, think again, give yourself the chance to prove you can handle it. Because discomfort is temporary, but growth, permanent. Think of a muscle. The first workout, painful, but over time it gets stronger. The same is true for your mind. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you prepare for bigger challenges. So here's a challenge just for you. Step out of your comfort zone. Today, not tomorrow, not next week. Pick one thing you normally avoid, do it. Then tell us in the comments and we'll cheer you on. Because discomfort is the price of greatness. And only those who are willing to pay that price become the kind of people no challenge can stop.